Hey, Jim. Diana. Hey, Betty Penny. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes here. Before we get started, I wanted to show y'all what I got from Rabbit Hole Designs. I love it when companies send you little presents. So they sent me this little thing of sequins and this adorable little rabbit paper clip. Isn't that cute? I love these sequins too. A lot of them are real super flat, so you don't have to deal with that whole cup thing. So I got this galaxy paper. I like to put my paper in these heavier things because I hate the crinkly of that other stuff. Look at these papers, y'all. A lot of it is inspiration. I know that I can ink blend that. I know I can, but sometimes I just can't think of it. So we get 2 of each. I've never seen a green galaxy. This one's interesting colored. Anyway, I saw them on a friend of mine's channel. I didn't see those, I saw these, and when I went to the website, I saw these and had to get them. I actually love the black and white one. So there's that pack. Try and get them back in here without getting stuck to my tape. And this one's called Getting Inky. I know, right, Jim? Hi, Abraham. Absolutely. Pink Floyd, too. No, I don't think that Pink Floyd, they're going more towards the weird, which I love. That's me. I'm totally a Pink Floyd fan. You get 2 of these, and it's kind of a smooth paper, so I bet it's foilable. Oh, no, you get 3 of each. Kind of like this brown one. This one looks like the color black. This looks like black alcohol ink. You know how if you ever used alcohol ink and you mess with black, you get a lot of blue with it. So they obviously just did these alcohol ink things and then scanned them and made them into papers. We'll have to try making those sometime. And then you get the rainbow one. I like the rainbow one, of course. Yeah, on Tracy's channel, Smash Your Crafty Stash, her guest, and I'm so sorry I can't remember her name, is a designer for Rabbit Hole Designs. So tonight I'm gonna play with some Simon Hurley, my new Simon Hurley stuff I got yesterday. I made this real quick yesterday and decided that I probably should have put You Are So popped up a little over that tail. So we're going to do that and just change up the colors a bit. And then this one was done, and I'm going to show you how I did this owl. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is Lunar Paste. So I painted it and then painted it with the same colors of Lunar Paste. And that's a lot of fun, and I'll show you how to do it. We'll see how time goes though, because it takes a long time, and the other part is some of the pieces are so tiny that my head's going to get in the way. But I digress. So we have this, and I cut this off because I wanted to be able to use this mask. This is the Mermaid Maker. Is that what it's called? Where the heck do you see the names on these things? Mermaid Maker, yeah. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start out with this piece that we foiled with the foiling friend last night. and sort of make the mermaid tail in here in the focal point. So I'm going to start with the tail itself, and let me just get my little tool out here. Love, love, love my tools. All tools are wonderful. And kind of lay this where I want it, and it just so happens that the way it lays kind of goes with the way the rays are on this thing. And I want to cover. I want to cover because I don't trust myself at all. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Hi, Debbie. There we go. That'll cover that. Then I want to cover this, and I'll cover that with some mint tape. This is going to get in my way. Tear it off here. Hi, Cordelia. And I'm just going to put paper under this too, because I really don't want tape to accidentally tear off my foil. It's hard to pick these up from this silicone thing. There we go. Just get that covered. This little seahorse is cute too. I haven't tried playing with it yet. And then the little bubbles here. We'll cover those too. And this mermaid, so when you do the stencil, you get the dark portion. So I need to think about that. And I think I'm going to do her. Let's grab grab some prom queen and some, not piggyback because that's kind of orange. What I want is rosy cheeks. There she is. Hi, Melissa. And I'm just going to use these little finger blending brushes that I get from Amazon to blend this out. And I'm going to just kind of rub it off because I know that I've used it earlier today on a different project. I'm going to start in with the rosy cheeks. And I'm just kind of doing the middle part. And I'm not going to switch brushes. I'm going to go in on the sides with the prom queen. So a darker pink. And rosy cheeks almost has a little bit of an orange hue to it. Just tamping it in and rubbing it on. I like these little brushes because you get pretty good control with them. Ooh, I forgot to mask that off, but it's okay. I didn't mess it up. But I'm gonna do it now, so just in case. Hi, Chow. Okay, a little bit darker in here. Now, I'm going to go in with an orange. Which orange do I want to do? Well, maybe a yellow. because the yellow will make it orange. And I'm going to take my little mini stencil here and kind of aim it. Okay, Pam, hi. Well, I'm Tape City right now, aren't I? Okay. I'll go in with Over the Moon here. And I'm still going to hold my stencil down too. And I'm just going to rub these scales in. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you can barely see it. I think I need to go with a darker color. Let me lay that back down. We'll go with the orange like my first instinct said. Hi, Joyce. I'm going to go in the traffic cone. And I don't want it to be super pronounced. I want it to be kind of subtle. We'll find out here. Yeah, that's more better. Look how, this is super, super easy. All right, so we have that part. Now we've got this little part right here. And what I'm going to do, since my, since this is silver, I'm going to go in with a silver paste. Let's see here. What I have, this stuff is pretty too. Maybe I'll go in with, this is this 24 karat glitter paint. Dries pretty fast, so let's go with that. Hi, Dawn. Let me find my little knife. I'm just going to squirt a little bit out into my knife because I want this, all the sparklies. Trying to be careful not to get it where I don't want it. Okay, we'll just let that dry for a second or a minute or however long it takes. Clean off my little palette knife. Definitely clean off my stencil. You want to, when you're using the any kind of paste, you want to clean your stencil right away, especially if it's got glitter on it. So I just move this aside here for a sec. With some water and clean it. Well, that's drying. We're going to let that dry for a little bit before I start filling in with color there. And we will we'll get out our little owls. So I love this owl here the best. And I'm going to show you a trick, which I'm sure you've seen before. But we're going to do it. We're going to do this. So I am going to take some Simon Hurley Stark White cardstock. And I'm going to get my Mini Misty out. They all stick to each other with the magnets. It's crazy. Let's get that out of our way. And I want to put this and make sure that it's nestled up here in this top corner, because we're going to be stamping it more than once. Is my husband here? Hey, Mike. So I'm just going to lay this here. It doesn't really matter where, because I'm going to cut it out, but it does matter that I leave the stamp in here after I'm done. I'm going to just take some VersaFine Clair. I'm going to stamp it down. You want to see me do this blindfolded? Thanks, Jim. Well, at least you see me. I won't see you. I'm almost done with Ozark, man. Man, I'm going to be sad when it's over. And I'm just using my hand to rub on this because I can't be asked to reach 2 feet to get my little chunky. I was watching Gina, so gonna leave your stamp in the platform, okay? I was watching Gina K last night, and apparently she and her husband are coming out with their own version of the Chucky tool that her friend Chuck somebody, don't know his last name. I know his last name, I can't remember. Anyway, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna paint this guy, and I'm gonna paint it with ink. And I'm going to start with my lightest color first. So I'm going to start with, let me get out all the colors I'm going to use here. Traffic Cone, Clear Sky, Slippery When Wet. I'm using all the colors that I have of Lunar Paste. It must be in the other one. Prom Queen. Sight, Cat Bite, where did the, oh, Later Gator. I'm going to start with the Slippery When Wet, and I'm roughly going to go over this, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Hi, Sandy. So I'm just laying a little bit of ink down here, and I've got, y'all, look at these I got at Hobby Lobby. Are they not adorable? I'm not sure if they leak or not, or if this is just wet. No, they leak. Dang it, Bobby. That's not good. Hang tight. I'll have to seal them. I can do that. I'm going to take a really small brush. So see how it has a very small tip because there's small stuff in here. And I'm going to first do everything that I want to do in Slippery When Wet, which is around the eyes. Want to avoid that white spot, but let's see, where else did I like that? Oh yeah, I like this stuff, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's really tiny, and I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. My poor eyes just like, ah. But I'm just doing it roughly. So all these little embellishments. Was there anything else that I wanted? Yes. Right here. these little guys. Okay, that's it for slippery when wet. Next color. Yeah, they're tiny milk cans. They were on sale at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. So, but obviously they leak, so they're not going to be a very good tool until I can seal them. I can put some sort of Liquitex or some junk in there to seal it. All right, next color I'm going in with is my traffic cone. The reason I'm using the same colors as the Lunar Paste is because I'm going to paint over top of it with the Lunar Paste. And it will make sure that I get nice rich color. So with the traffic cone, let me get my brush wet. You could use a water brush if you wanted to. I just like the really teeny tiny tip of this brush. And what you want to do is make sure there's no water dripping on your brush because you just dipped it in water. I'm going to do his little feet in traffic cone. I probably should have gone in with sight, come to think of it, but that's okay. And I'm going to do his nose, or beak. I guess that's a beak, isn't it? And I'm not looking for perfection. And I'm going to do his little feathers up here. And I'm keeping the paint, you know, fairly, or the ink fairly concentrated. Okay. And then I'm going to do just the little center things around these flower eyes. This is the coolest little stamp. I love these kind of things. And I believe I want the insides of the flowers. So if your brush starts getting like that and it's not staying together, you need a little more water on it to get it to come back together. Because it needs to be pointy to get in these little areas. You could do this with markers too, but Simon doesn't make markers to match his Lunar Paste. Hey, Debbie. Okay, and then I want these guys to be traffic cone. Don't be afraid to leave white. White is fine too. Okay, done with traffic cone. Clean off my brush. This one's leaking too. Good golly. All right. So what I'm gonna do, just set it here. Let it leak, but put it someplace where it won't hurt anything when it leaks. Should have tested those beforehand. Hang one second here. I want to put it someplace safe. There we go. Just go back to my little mason jars. All right, so I'm going to clean off the traffic cone, and I'm going to go in with the Psych. Psych is kind of a greenish yellow. I guess my best description of it. And where's my little brush? Here it is. See, I'm wiping off my brush like this so that there's no water up here that can drip down. And I'm gonna do around this part of the eyes. It doesn't matter if you cover up the black because we're going to stamp again and heat emboss. And I think I'll do this part of his arms and the Psych, or wings, wing arms, army wings. Well, Debbie, honestly, the media mat is no different than the mats I've been using at all, except for it doesn't have grids. So I always liked them. The mats that I use are the ones that I bought a 6-foot roll of from QVC for like 22 bucks. The tricky part is when you come in to paint this with Lunar Paste. And you'll see. Just because the areas are so small, I'll be painting it with my paintbrush. Okay. Okay, I'm going to come in now with my Prom Queen. Notice I put the water just a little above there. I'm going to dip my brush in the water there and then get this nice and wet. I'm going to do these things, eyebrows, I guess. And I'm not wetting it first. I do want it to soak into the paper. Because for one thing, I want it to dry quickly. This mat, no, not that, this is mine. See, this is my stuff. The mat underneath my Wendy Vecchi thing is the Ranger, or the Tonic Studios one. See, my brush is trying to get hairy on me again, so I'm just going to get a little bit of water on it. I don't buy expensive brushes, but I bought something today at Hobby Lobby, and it's what I'm going to use to try and paint on the Lunar Paste. We'll see how well they work. They're rubber brushes, and they have small tips on them. Like I have the Dina Wakley one. I'm going to need more ink here. Wipe off my brush so I don't get any drippies on my project here. And I want these little guys. I almost thought about buying one of those fountain pen type things to see if you could use those for this type of project. But the only thing is I can't stand the sound of scraping against paper. And if they made a scrapey noise, I wouldn't be able to do it. Teeny ones here, and some of these are so small. They are tiny. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my lighter gator and get my leaves. Magnetic media platform. I haven't seen that. You know, a lot of people have those, like those glass things, and honestly, I just don't feel a burning need for it. I bought this And I already have to put this on here to try and avoid glare on my videos. You see there's a cat trying to break in the room. I can hear him pulling at the door. Oh, I forgot to paint those flowers. Oh, okay. I'll get them in a minute. I think I will paint those with the traffic cone. Melissa, if you would remind me, I'd send you some. I have a lot. Okay, last color. Going in with Clear Skies. Because we all like blue owls, right? You're probably right, since everybody's using them. And I'm putting down quite a bit here because I've got the rest of his body to color. So I'm going to leave some parts white because I should. And I tell you, you only need to rough paint it, and then I'm just trying to be extra nice and neat. I don't want to blend the blue and the orange, it just won't look very good. It will look funky. I need just a bit of water. There we go. Yeah, that's moving a lot faster. I'll do a little around here. See how tiny that is? Oh, good Lord. More water. See, I got some of that blue in with that orange, but the Lunar Paste will cover it. So the Mermaid Maker and the Owl set was all I bought from this release, and I bought because there was something in the last release that I wanted and I didn't get. So I got that, you know, that flower base one, because the sentiments are so cool in it. Getting there. This will be part A, then we're going to do part B, and then part C. Got some in his eye. Old and blind is what I am. Let me look up here for a minute. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't use any streaming software. I just use YouTube because all I have is my phone. I don't have a laptop with a webcam or anything. I have my PC that would not be able to handle this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let him dry for a bit, and we're gonna come back to Mermaid Tail where the icing should be dry now. Yes, it is. Hey, Yvonne. All right, so let me find the mask here for the whale. Where did you go, mask? I know it's here. There it is. I'm gonna take a little bit of removable tape, just a little bit, put it on. I'm gonna lay this mask down over this. I'm gonna start coloring, and I wanna go in with a very light blue. Breakup blue. I think we'll use a little breakup blue, a little no diving, a little tropical tango, a little clear skies. I'm going to start with the breakup blue. And for this, I'm going to use my bigger blending brush because there's a bigger area to go with. I'm just going to start right here on the mask and then work my way out. Ah, don't you move on me. Don't you do it. Yeah, you're doing it. Don't do it. I'm kind of having to hold down this mask because I can't really put double-sided or that sticky stuff on the glitter. It won't stick. And I'm just using a really light hand here and just going around the outside edge with this breakup glue and into this circular area. Okay, and I'm not going to switch brushes. I'm gonna do, where'd you go? Clear skies. I'm gonna tap off my brush and then just lightly start going in around here. So I'm gonna leave my mask on. I don't really necessarily need it until I get up around the tail part. Looks like I need to re-ink my clear skies, huh? Okay, and we're going to throw on some tropical tango. Just because it's a pretty color. The paper I'm blending over is Hammermill, sorry, Hammermill. It's the 110 pound. And we foiled this yesterday in the live with the Foiling Friend jig. Going in here now with this no diving. And then I'll go in with Midnight Snack. Where did I put it? Thought I brought it over here. Apparently I didn't. What, yeah, what does that mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention there to the chat. And what are we talking about, redirects? And I don't need this on here anymore. Don't lose it. See how it naturally kind of made a shadow around that? I like that. Oh, I've never been on Twitch either. One of my friends keeps telling me I need to do that. I thought it was mostly for gamers. Yeah, I guess it would, but I don't know how long that stays on there because I usually leave. So if I hadn't left beforehand. So there's that. And I think that I'm going to bling this up a bit. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. What I have here is a thingamabob. What's this thing called? What's this thing called? I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Well, it's some sort of an embossing tool. And I've got this silver glittery diamond eyes ink. And all I'm gonna do is just put a tiny bit down onto my craft mat. Like that much. And that's way more than I need. Ball stylus, thank you. I knew it was there somewhere. And I'm gonna just take the smallest one, and I'm just gonna tap it in there, and then I'm gonna tap on right in between each one of the little scales. My excuse is I have a headache, so my brain doesn't like to think proper. What's my excuse next time? This stuff doesn't take long to dry at all. But it just gives it that extra blingity bling bling. And it pulls in the silver. And notice that foil resisted completely. I didn't even have to wipe it off. The only thing is that when you pour this stuff out, you can't get it back in. If you wanted to. I mean, I could try, but nah. Yeah, dot art painting, basically. I mean, it gives you control, like if you're trying to use a squeezy bottle, yeah. Mine, I'll get air in it, it'll come up, you know, in a big old glob or something. So that just kicks it up a notch, right? All right, so we'll come back to this, let those dry, and we'll come back to little Mr. Owl. And I'm going to start with my lightest color again, and I'm going in with my Lunar Paste. so I've got slippery when wet. I'll be using my same brush. Oh yeah, I was gonna try these rubber brushes. Look at these, they're really cool. And this one has a super fine tip. And so does this one. I'm gonna try this one. And I think I'm just gonna dip, and this one is really gunky because, yeah. I don't want the gunky, I'm gonna have to dig down and get the good. Hold on. Look how easy that wipes off. Love, love, love it. Let me find a scoopy thing. I have technical names for everything. This one's getting kind of dry. It's almost empty. You don't need very much at all. Just wipe that right on there. And yeah, that's what the problem is my rag is housing my leaking little bucket. All right. Oh, that's a good idea, Abraham. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the tip of this little brush here, and I'm going to go in around the eyes. Let's see how well it works. And it's such a small area that you can hardly tell. And I'm not worried that I'm getting into the black because I'll be stamping it again. Do we have this color down here? I'm just going to kind of spread it around down here, not make a big fuss with it. Over here. That's all I had for that color. Oh yeah, around these little dealy bobs. It works out pretty good, actually. I'm happy about it. It's kind of difficult with the brush because the brush gets, you know, its little hairs get all funky. Well, that's good to know, Abraham. I have, like I said, I have a bigger one, but I've been wanting something smaller for painting. I'm going to try the fine tip one this time. And let's get the Psych. Now the Psych is new, so it's nice and creamy. I'm just going to go with dipping right into the thing, but I do want to dab off a little bit. And let's do around the eyes here. Oh yeah, works well. Because it has such a fine point to it. Good to know. It was like $10 for the whole set. And then I bought myself an expensive to me watercolor brush, so it was $10 for one single brush. I was like kind of gasping a little. Because, you know, usually I'll buy like a whole pack for $5.99. Not worried that I'm going over the black ink at all. Yeah, and this holds on to it very nicely, so I can kind of use all sides of it and spread it around. Okay, there's the Psych there, and we had Psych down here. So you see, by painting it first with the colors, you don't have to worry about bald spots, so to speak, because you know, you already have the color. You're just basically intensifying the color that's there. And I like to go light to dark because that way if I mess up and get someplace where I don't want it, the darker color will cover it. So if you're a foiler and you missed last night's live, gotta go check the replay. Oh, and I did, by the way, did pick the winner for the giveaway from the first. And that winner is Michelle KS. And I'll post it in the community section if she's not on to hear me. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, let's go in with the traffic cone. And again, I'm just going to dip directly into the jar. A lot easier than this glob here. Might want to move stuff out of the way. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. So it's just going to give it that added shimmer. It's so much quicker than trying to use a brush. The other one I did today, I did with a brush. It's before I went to Hobby Lobby. And what I was looking for was basically a palette knife, and I could not find one. The dollar store doesn't have them anymore. That's usually where I buy them. All right. Now we'll go in with our, oh, I forgot the middles of those. Here's where this brush is really stinking handy. I forgot the middles of these. Am I turning into a Lunar Paste addict? No, but if I'm showcasing somebody's product, I like to go ahead and showcase, you know, a lot of it. And I'm not a designer for, I forgot to do the feet. I'm not a designer for Simon or anything like that, but I do really like him and I like his products. I think he's a real sweet, sweet person. So I like to support him. So am I a Lunar Paste addict? No. I mean, I like it. Oh, and I forgot to do, no, those are Prom Queen. Okay. Now we'll get the Prom Queen. Oh, okay. Yeah, mine doesn't have it anymore. I don't know why. We have multiples in our town, but both the ones I've gone to didn't have them. Going in with Prom Queen. This color pops. I do use it on, I'm on a design team for Art Stacks, and it's basically paper. And so I do tend to use Lunar Paste a lot on my multimedia type stuff, that because a lot of the paper packs that Art Stacks has is very, very colorful. So it just begs for, you know, more pops. dots here. Almost done with this. Kind of. I got it too thick on here. I don't want it so thick because I got to get in these tiny spaces right here. So my son Mac, the other night, you guys know Mac. The other night, I watched the Storm Chasers, as you know or don't know, and they were chasing around where he lives. And so I start calling him. I text him. I'm like, get in your shelter, run, because he lives in Oklahoma. And I hear nothing back, so I start panicking. I call his brother. He hadn't heard from him. He called me afterwards and said that they had just left the shelter, so I'm glad he was safe. But now it looks like they've got more stuff coming their way today, around Ada. All right, now all we have left to do is the clear skies. Hi, Simon. I didn't know you were here lurking. Did I get the green already? No, I didn't get the green yet. Okay, let's get the later gator on the leaves. Isn't he a cute little owl? Can you guys see it okay? Okay. Do you need me to zoom in any? Let me zoom in a little so you can kind of see what I'm doing. The problem with me zooming in is I forget to zoom back out. Alright, let's get these little leaves. I know it looks sloppy now, Simon, but we're going to stamp and heat emboss over the top of it. So it doesn't matter. Oh, I got way too much there. Okay. Alright, now the clear skies, then we'll let that dry, we'll finish our mermaid. And I think for the clear skies, I think I'll try this little brush. No, too big. I think I'll stick with what I had. Yeah, it's definitely bright because this little guy begs for bright and colorful. It's my favorite in the set. And it doesn't, I mean, as thin as I'm painting this stuff on, it doesn't take it very long to dry at all. Getting quiet here, I know. Focused. And when we're done here, I'll be right back on the Storm Chasers. I want to be a storm chaser when I grow up. I love going with Reed Timmer. We went to Texas and I saw Lubbock, and you know, people say it's just nothing but a big, ugly, open space, but to me, it's a big, giant sky, and that makes me happy. All right, just gonna try and get in between. I'm gonna try and be sort of careful here. Get in between these little feathers. And I just kind of keep turning the brush so that there's Lunar Paste on where I am. There. Okay, so he's coated in Lunar Paste. We're going to let him dry for a minute, finish our mermaid card. A real 2-foot owl. What does that mean? What are you talking about? Oh, I know what you mean, Diane. Well, for me, now I'm on a couple of design teams and I end up with a lot of surplus stuff. I've got all kinds of fairy stamper stamps that I don't use at all. I basically only used them for my design team work. All right, we got this. And let's see here. Let me trim it down. Let's see if it's already the right size or not. Yeah, it needs to be trimmed just a little bit. I'm going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Bye, Pam. So the Storm Chasers that I watch, it's not a television show. It's actual people in their car broadcasting live. That like the Storm Chaser shows. Hang on, I'm just getting a card base here. The Storm Chaser shows, you know, it drives you crazy because it'll go to commercial and it'll come back right where you left off and recap, and it's just annoying. So I'm going to put that down on this card base. The college kids that were killed, they weren't killed storm chasing. They were on their way home from, they were at that tornado that was in, Kansas. I can't say the name of the town right now. I watched that tornado live. And they were leaving to go home. They were far out of Oklahoma and they were hit by a semi-truck. So sad. But the chasers that I watch are actual meteorologists. Reed Timmer has a PhD in meteorology. I can't even imagine going to school for all that, but all right, so now I want my sentiment, and I'm gonna do the same one. You are so beautiful. See, this one had some more greens to it, and I did coat this with a little bit of Wink of Stella or Nuvo. I don't want to do that with this one because I like it to stand out the way it is. Okay, so let's get that stamp out. This is the other set I bought that I love. I'm going to hand stamp that. Do you believe it? Hope it comes out. I'm going to be using some VersaFine. And I'm not going to heat emboss it or anything. I'm just going to go on a wing and a prayer here. Let's grab another piece of Simon's. I think I put it right here. No, where did I put it? This is it. Yeah, they're great, Simon. I love them. And I'm going to go in with a purple or maybe a blue. Let's go in with, I'm going to go in with Paradise. Let me see here. Let me swatch it and see if that's what I want. No, no, no. Let's go. Boom, ba boom, 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 boom. I think, where is it here? Twilight, Morning Mist, Acorn, Medieval Blue. I just was using it earlier today. Now I can't find it. It's probably sitting here on my desk somewhere. Are you sitting on my desk? Yep, here it is. Nah. Let's see. Nope. Nope, nope. We're going to go with Twilight. Because there are more blue tones here. gonna pounce the crap out of it. Hi, Bethany. Cross your fingers. Good enough. See, it just kind of goes better. Let's dry it a little here. Now I'm going to cut it out. Yeah, Reed was on the Storm Chaser series. He was. You know, Elizabeth taught me something the other night that never occurred to me about fussy cutting. She said, it's like driving. Don't look where you are, look where you're going. And man, that was a game changer for me. Best tip ever. Because I'm a very good driver, you know. Though I have not driven a car in probably a year. Every time we go somewhere, Mike takes me. I guess I don't like driving his truck, and we don't drive our van anymore, so I just let him drive me. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to hang out. Because most of the time I'm in here or working. Now, I'm going to take my own advice here. And I'm going to pop this one up. Popping that kind of basically into it. Okay. Let's get my phone tape. Just grabbing a little piece here. Like the little mermaid tails coming right out of the sentiment. I like to fussy cut a lot, actually. Sometimes I do it while I'm working if we're, you know, like if I'm not having to click around all over the place on the computer, I'm sitting there waiting for a customer to factory reset their phone or something. I'll just sit there and fussy cut stuff, printables that I've made. Yeah, I like that. All right, let me zoom back out here because remember, I forgot. All right, so let's finish off this owl here. So remember, we left our stamp in the stamping platform. See, he got so much shinier now that he dried. Make sure I've got this tied up here in the corner. I'm going to turn on my heat tool so that it can warm up. Get out my embossing powder. We'll go back in, stamp it down a couple of times, make sure it's fully covered. I'm on something. There's something underneath here. No. You used to read a book? Hi, Brian. Are there splashes in the stamp set? Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't have the stamp set. I just have the I have the Mermaid Maker stencil. Well, I used to crochet, but you have to count so much when you're crocheting that it's kind of hard. I lose count and get mad. All right, let me get some clear embossing powder on here. And my cord's stuck on 9,000 things. Hang on. Ugh. There we go. Ta-da! So see, because we stamped over them, anything that I mess up is completely cool. And I will fussy cut this guy out. What time is it? Oh, I've gone over. Sorry about that, folks. I don't like doing that. We'll just cut him out and I'll show you again the one that I did. So I used the background stamp and I stamped it in Clear Skies, and then I coated it with the Clear Skies Lunar Paste. I did the Year Wise Beyond Your Years and colored this with Psych. I made a frame and heat embossed it so it would pull in the heat embossing from Little Owl. And then this is the Lunar Paste with the Slippery When Wet, and then background with Prom Queen. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And thank everyone for coming and watching my video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please, you know what to do. Again, our winner was Michelle KS. And Michelle, I'll need you to email me. My email is in my about part of my YouTube channel, and make sure you put in the email how we know each other, because man, oh man, they came out of the woodwork last giveaway I had. People just wanting me to send them money, and you know, don't send a prize, just send me a gift card. And I'm like, who are you? So yeah, I don't like to do more than an hour, Abraham, because I personally don't like to watch more than an hour of a replay. So, you know, I like to respect people's time. Because we did two things tonight. If you're not subscribed, my friend Elizabeth Costa Rogers has a channel, and she's live right now. And most of us hang out over there. So come over there. I'll send you the link once we're done here if you want to hang out and chat. I think her YouTube channel is called Chat with Sassy, I think. Anyway, guys, thanks again. See you. Bye-bye. Okay. Press the button.